Here we have the inner wall of the heart, and as you can see, we've got the outer section here, the outer layer, and then the inner layer, which is the main muscle. So just a quick labeling of these, we've got the epicardium, which just like with the main muscle, you've got epimysium, epicardium. The epi part means the outer section. You've then got the myocardium, which is the main part of the muscle. So myo would be muscle, cardium, heart. And then you've got the endocardium, and as with the muscle as well, endomysium, we've got endocardium. So this is the inner layer of the heart wall. So the functions of each section. Atria, very simple. These will pump blood into the ventricles. They're like a holding chamber that collects the blood before it goes round the rest of the heart. Into the ventricles, you've got left and right, and these will then send blood to either lungs or the body. Intraventricular septum divides the heart between left and right, fairly muscular to help with the pumping. You've got your chordae tendineae as well as your bicuspid valves. So we talked about the chordae tendineae are like strings to hold on to the valves to prevent backflow. And then the tricuspid valve is where blood will pass through to get into the right ventricle. It has 3 parts to this valve, hence tricuspid. Bicuspid, very similar, except 2 parts to that particular valve, and that allows blood to go into the left atria. The left ventricle. Then your pulmonary and aortic valves help to pass blood through to the, basically pumping it out, so it'll help the blood go into the lungs or to the rest of the body. Now, we will go through this table in class, okay, about each one. You've got that in your booklets to do. It's just worth having some knowledge about how the heart works, because those questions may be asked in the exam. So your different sides of the heart. The right side, hence the blue colour, holds deoxygenated blood. It's it enters the heart when it's all relaxed. Now the contraction will open up the tricuspid valves to allow the blood to pass through, and then the next contraction helps to force it out of the heart towards the lungs to go and pick up some oxygen. On its way back, it will then enter the right atrium with oxygenated blood, and that passes through the bicuspid valve into the left ventricle, and then a big contraction with the muscular side of the heart around the left ventricle will force the blood out of the aortic valve, send it to muscles, organs that require it. Coronary artery, and as you can see on the outside of the heart, we've got this vein here. This is a really important vein as it supplies the actual heart muscle with blood. So we need this to be fully functional. All right, it sounds strange. The whole heart is actually full of blood inside, but it needs its own blood supply. Covered that. Now, in terms of nutrients, it still needs nutrients. It works just like normal skeletal muscle, although its structure is very different, and it will need a blood supply to both the left and the right hand side in order to help it function properly. People that end up with things like coronary heart disease is usually where these particular veins that supply the heart are blocked, and it causes a disruption. So a little bit like cramping, I suppose. If you were to cramp in a game, it's a bit like that, where you're not getting enough oxygen to the